a lot of plays, and he does. So at times, he's just like any other young kid learning it that might bite on something when he shouldn't. But all in all, I'm very pleased with Dion.
Tall, long arms. I mean, he gets in the way, doesn't he?
He does. And I'll tell you what, like I said, he's stronger than you think he is. He's a lot stronger for a guy his size because he's got good power and good leverage, and he knows how to strike you. And plus, I just love the way he runs around. I love Praying Mantis is awesome. I love him.
A guy like him coming up with Matt Barkley and USC, and I guess I want you to talk about USC and their defense a little bit. You face really good quarterbacks, Luck, Threed. I mean, you've been against some guys that are pretty good. Barkley's right up there.
Yeah, it seems like this league, one thing about the Pac-10 is you're not going to face too many bad quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, the kid at Washington State's a lot better too. Yeah. Tool. I mean, I think he's getting better. You got Locke. I mean, you can go on and on. But speaking of Barkley, very talented, smart, has matured quite a bit, strong arm, can move out of the pocket, and he's got some nice-looking guys to throw the ball to. So I'm impressed with Matt Barkley. I mean, and I think I read where he's thrown 20 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and hasn't thrown one in like 133 straight passes or something like that. So he's doing the right thing with the ball, and you know, somehow, some way, we're gonna have to get a little pressure on him, and we're gonna have to, you know, cover and do all those things that we've been trying to do for, you know, 7 weeks. This is week number 8 against a really good opponent that offensively is second in the league, and they have a lot of weapons, and they're good, okay? The bottom line is they're really good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It'll be a challenge. I don't say that so that we have some excuse or anything like that, because we don't make excuses around here. The bottom line is they're pretty good, and we got to go down there and play a good game on defense, and we got to get some pressure, and obviously we got to control the run, and then we got to make some plays in the pass game.
They throw the ball so well. They run the ball so well in the play action. You've seen it all, though. It's just that they're, you know, personnel-wise are better than most everybody you've seen this year.
I would think USC hasn't gone too far down with their talent level. They probably just have less of them right now because some guys were able to leave. But, you know, they have a lot of 5- and 4-star generals, I like to say, you know, 5-star, 4-star guys. But it's going to be who's the better team on that Saturday that wins the game. No offense to any stars, whether we have 4 or 5 or they have 4 or 5 and we don't have any, or we have 3s and 2s. The bottom line is the better team, the team that plays the best, the team that plays the hardest, will win that game on Saturday. But they are good.
What do you think of the role reversal from last year? Halloween game day was here. It's gonna be the day before Halloween. They're having a red out. You guys are playing. It's kind of just like complete opposite this year.
That's a good question. I didn't know any of those things. So I really didn't, and I'm not trying to be rude. All I know is we play USC on Saturday. I didn't even know what date it is. I know it's always on a Saturday, except for last week. We did play on Thursday, so I lied. I just lied. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, we play Saturday. I didn't even game day. They're not going to make any plays. The red out, those guys aren't going to make any plays. They're not going to throw any passes. I'm sure their crowd, whether they had game day or a red out or whatever, they're going to be fired up, you know, because we're a pretty high-ranked team coming into town. They can't go to a bowl game, so this is a big deal for them, and they'll play like it's a big deal. So we need to match fire with fire, and when you go on the road, you better, you know, like sometimes they say BYOB, you know, we better bring our own bring our own energy and enthusiasm.
Coach, you've had teams against you this year have some good drives or get something going, but your team's ability to adjust either on the fly or at halftime has been pretty remarkable this year. Is this a more intelligent defense than you've had in a while?
Well, we do pretty much the same things every week. We don't add much stuff to what we're doing. So over a time, I think we become more intelligent because we're doing the same things. When I say the same things, we do a lot of things, but we're doing a lot of the same things over and over and over. So therefore, with reps, we get better at what we're doing and have a better working knowledge of what we're doing. As far as the half times and the things that have happened in the second half, I wish I could sit here and say whatever I want and pat myself on the back with my right hand and give myself or us all the credit. Sometimes you say things that help. Sometimes you correct things that help. Sometimes you don't say much. Sometimes you have to yell and holler and get in their face. But the bottom line is that the magic's in the kids. They've gone out and played good football. Offensive football in general, I mean, I don't mind saying this, offensive football in general nowadays is so much different than 10, 15 years ago. It's wide open, and it's just so wide open, and everybody's playing that way. And so it's a lot tougher for defenses in general, not just Oregon's defense, defenses in general. It's tough because they space you out, they move you out, and so offenses are, for the most part, better than they were 10 years ago.
Kiffin was talking last week that they might consider looking like switching to a spread next year. Did you hear that, or is that surprise you at all? If it's traditional,
Adam,
as they
you know more than I do,
okay.
And I'm not. I just am thinking about us practicing hard for this week and playing USC on Saturday. I'm not looking past what I got to do here in the next 3 or 4 hours to get ready for my meeting and get ready for tomorrow. That's just the way I operate. I'm not very good at I'm not a real internet guy. I'm not a real media guy. Not media as in I don't like you guys, but I don't like you guys. But let's make it perfectly clear. But that's tongue in cheek. I hope you understand that. I don't see anything past. I'm going to go watch this film. I'm going to coach my guys, and we're going to do the best we can, and we're going to coach them up, and we're going to meet with our players. And then we're going to come out here tomorrow and get better, and keep working, and keep running, and get better. And that's as far as I look, and all that other stuff I have no control over.
Sure.
I even have some control over this. I don't have 100% control, but I do have some control, so it's kind of nice to have some control. You have more control when you're playing. When I was a player, I liked it a lot better. I could control whether I screwed up or not. So,
Yeah.
but I like our kids. We'll be excited to play, and I'll answer any more questions, guys, but I got to go to work. But if you have a question that you need one, go for it.
Real quick, we're miking up Coach Az tomorrow. Any warnings or what comes along with miking up a guy like Coach Az?
I think you'll enjoy it. I think you mic up Coach Az. He gonna let you do that? I'll tell you what. You ought to have one hell of a treat. And I say that in a positive manner. You ought to have one hell of a treat because anything he says, he won't be playing up to the mic or playing up to the camera. Az is as pure as a guy is. Coach Azanaro is Coach Azanaro. He is a true blue guy. He's his own man, and obviously you better be ready to bleep some stuff out if you're going to air it live or when you air it or whatever you do with it. Just be ready for it. It'll probably be X-rated.
Nick, we talk about adjustments, and I'll let you go after this, and that is maybe the adjustments aren't as much adjustments as your team's fresher. Your depth allows your guys to be more focused when you get into ball games.
You know, I've said that all along, Jerry. I think that we have, because we play a lot of guys and we practice at a fast tempo, I've said that all along that I think that's been one of our strengths as far as, you know, in the second half, maybe our conditioning and our energy is better because we practice so hard, you know. So far, you know, that's kind of like proven to be true, but we just got to continue to do what we're doing, and I think we got to do it a little bit better against this team on Saturday.
And USC has spent the past couple of weeks trying